Spain is in shock after a devastating railway tragedy that has claimed dozens of lives. What was supposed to be a routine evening journey turned into a nightmare on the tracks of southern Spain. At least 39 people are dead and more than 100 injured after two high-speed trains derailed and collided in a catastrophic accident late Sunday evening. The crash occurred at 7:45 p.m. local time near Adamuz in the province of Cordoba, roughly 360 kilometers south of Madrid. Twisted metal, shattered carriages, and scattered debris now mark the site of Spain's deadliest rail disaster since 2013. On Monday morning, Spanish criminal investigation police combed through the wreckage. Officers were seen photographing damaged tracks, searching for clues that could explain how two high-speed trains ended up on a fatal collision course. Authorities say the focus is now on track conditions, signaling systems, and possible human error. Emergency services confirmed that 122 passengers were injured. 48 remain hospitalized, while 12 are fighting for their lives in intensive care units. Survivors described scenes of panic and chaos.
Some people were fine and others were really bad. And we had them in front of us and you could see them dying and you could do nothing. I was on this side and I started to go up and I thought it wasn't normal. I travel a lot by train. That's where I looked at my sister. I looked for her and it's the last moment I remember before it all went dark. Suddenly I only heard yelling. Reporter asking, "How did you get out?" People who were all right broke the windows and pulled me out because I was covered in blood.
Passengers thrown from their seats, screams echoing through the dark, and desperate attempts to escape mangled coaches. Hospitals across Cordoba were placed on emergency alert as ambulances rushed the wounded through the night. The Spanish government has expressed deep condolences to the families of the victims while pledging a full and transparent investigation. As forensic teams continue their work, the nation mourns and waits for answers about how a modern high-speed rail system failed so catastrophically. This tragedy has once again raised serious questions about rail safety and infrastructure oversight in Spain. Investigations are ongoing, and
The front part of the train traveling from Madrid to Cordoba collided, as far as we know at this point, with one or more of the carriages that had crossed the tracks, causing the train to derail and the first two carriages of the Alvia train traveling in the opposite direction to be thrown off the tracks, which was the main cause of most of the injuries and casualties in this accident. The worst damage was sustained by the first two carriages of the train. We have been able to confirm that there were 37 people traveling in the first carriage and 16 in the second, meaning that 53 of the 200 people on board the train were most seriously affected in the first two carriages. These are the two carriages that fell down the 4-meter embankment.
authorities say more details will be released in the coming hours. Stay with us for the latest updates on this developing story.